Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a powerful truth that can transform your life. You don't need a massive overhaul to become great. Just 1% improvement each morning. Imagine where you'd be in a year if you simply committed to getting slightly better every day. That 1% may seem small, but compounded daily, it creates unstoppable momentum. Whether you're chasing success, peace, purpose, or all of the above, the secret lies in consistent micro growth. Let's dive into the 9 key practices that will help you wake up every morning and grow stronger, sharper, and more aligned with your highest self. Number 1, wake up with intention. Waking up with intention is the foundation of every successful and fulfilled life. It's the quiet decision you make before the world even knows you're awake. It's the difference between drifting through your day and directing it with purpose. When you wake up with intention, you're not just reacting to your alarm or the demands of the day. You're stepping into the morning with clarity about who you are and what matters most. Instead of scrolling your phone or dragging yourself out of bed, you rise with a clear mindset, knowing that this day is a sacred opportunity, not just another obligation. You set the tone mentally, emotionally, and spiritually before life sets it for you. Intentional waking is about pausing for a moment before your feet hit the ground and asking yourself, what energy do I want to bring into this day? It's about knowing your why, no matter how big or small. Maybe it's becoming healthier, building your business, being present for your family, or simply being better than yesterday. What matters is that your day begins on purpose. When you begin your morning this way, you automatically prioritize what aligns with your goals and eliminate what distracts you from them. You move through your routine with meaning, whether it's drinking water, stretching, journaling, or meditating. It all becomes intentional action instead of automatic habit. This mindset flips your entire life from chaos to clarity. You no longer wake up hoping for a good day, you design one. And over time, those tiny intentional choices become your identity. You become the person who doesn't just wait for motivation, but creates it before the sun even rises. Intention also builds resilience, because even when the day doesn't go your way, your morning already did. You already started in control, already fed your mind with purpose, already decided who you want to be. That alone becomes your anchor when life throws you storms. The beauty of waking up with intention is that it doesn't require anything external. It's a decision, a choice, a mental switch that anyone can flip. Whether you have 5 minutes or 50, what matters most is how you show up, not how long you take. You begin each morning as the architect of your life, laying the first brick of your day with direction over weeks and months. That 1% intention transforms everything. It sharpens your focus, elevates your energy, and aligns you with growth. In a world that constantly pulls your attention, waking up with intention is an act of power. It says, I will lead my day before the world tries to lead me. So tomorrow morning, don't just wake up, rise with reason, fuel your focus, and claim your day before it begins. That's the first 1%, and it's the one that starts it all. Number 2, hydrate and activate your body. One of the simplest yet most powerful ways to improve yourself by 1% every morning is to hydrate and activate your body as soon as you wake up. Because your physical state sets the tone for your mental and emotional state throughout the day. After 6-8 hours of sleep, your body is naturally dehydrated, and even mild dehydration can impact your mood, focus, and energy levels. So before reaching for coffee, start your day with a tall glass of water, preferably with a pinch of Himalayan salt or a squeeze of lemon to replenish electrolytes and kickstart your metabolism. Hydration literally reboots your system. It flushes out toxins, lubricates your joints, wakes up your digestive system, and recharges your brain. Water is not just for your body. It's fuel for your clarity, vitality, and mental performance. But hydration alone isn't enough. You also need to activate your body. because motion creates emotion. When you move your body first thing in the morning, whether it's through stretching, walking, breath work, yoga, or quick workout, you send a powerful message to your brain. I'm awake, I'm alive, and I'm ready to grow. This activation doesn't have to be extreme. It just has to be intentional. Even 5 minutes of mindful movement can increase blood flow, release endorphins, reduce stress hormones, and elevate your mood. Movement also resets your nervous system, especially if you do it outdoors with natural light. Sunlight helps regulate your circadian rhythm and boosts serotonin, which enhances your motivation and positivity for the rest of the day. Think of your body as your vehicle through life. You wouldn't drive a car without warming it up or checking the fuel, so why would you expect peak performance from yourself without doing the same? Hydration and movement are foundational habits, not optional luxuries. They are physical triggers that ignite mental sharpness, emotional resilience, and a spirit of momentum. They connect you back to your body, helping you become present and grounded before the rush of the day begins. When you make this a non-negotiable morning ritual, you build self-respect because you're taking care of yourself before anything else demands your energy. Over time, this habit compounds. You'll find yourself more focused in meetings, more patient in conversations, more energized for your goals, and more confident in your skin. Not because of some radical overnight change, but because you honored your body 1% each morning. You're not just surviving your day anymore, you're priming yourself to thrive. This small act of self-discipline carries big rewards, reminding you daily that transformation starts from within. So every morning, grab your water, move your body, feel the power flowing back into your system, and watch how this simple ritual upgrades not just your mornings, but your entire life. Hydrate, activate, elevate. That's how champions begin their day. Number 3, practice mindful silence. In a world that constantly bombards us with noise, notifications, messages, responsibilities, and distractions, the most powerful gift you can give yourself each morning is the gift of mindful silence. This is not just about being quiet, it's about being present in that quietness. When you practice mindful silence, even for just 5 minutes each morning, you create a sacred space to reconnect with yourself before the chaos of the day begins. It's in this stillness that clarity is born, anxiety dissolves, and your inner guidance becomes audible. You're not rushing into your to-do list or reacting to the outside world. You're starting your day from a place of awareness, peace, and control. This silence can take many forms. It could be sitting in stillness with your eyes closed and focusing on your breath, engaging in prayer, listening to the subtle sounds around you, or simply watching the sunrise without distraction. It's a time to just be, without judgment, without doing, without needing to fix or chase anything. This practice grounds you. It slows your racing mind and gives your nervous system a chance to reset, especially after waking from sleep where your subconscious has been most active. In this silence, you begin to listen, not to the noise of the world but to the whispers of your soul. You may notice emotions arising, thoughts surfacing, or insights appearing out of nowhere. That's not accidental. That's your inner self finally having a moment to speak. Mindful silence is also a profound act of self-respect. It says, before I serve the world, I will first serve my spirit. And what you'll find is that the more consistently you honor this stillness, the more intentional and powerful you become throughout your day. You respond instead of react. You speak with purpose instead of noise. You move through your tasks with calm confidence instead of scattered urgency. Science backs this too. Regular mindfulness practice, even in short doses, reduces cortisol, stress hormone, improves cognitive performance, enhances emotional regulation, and increases overall well-being. And spiritually, silence is where alignment happens, where you connect with your higher self, with divine energy, or with your life's deeper purpose. You no longer wake up into pressure. You wake up into presence. Even if life around you is noisy, this quiet inner space becomes your sanctuary. And here's the beauty, it's always available. You don't need a meditation cushion, a retreat, or a perfect moment. You just need to pause, breathe, be aware. Even one mindful breath taken in silence is a powerful act of transformation. So every morning, before the world rushes in, give yourself this silent meeting with your soul. It might feel small at first, but over time, it will shape who you are, how you lead, and how you love. In silence, you reclaim your power. In stillness, you awaken your strength. And that 1% shift, it begins not with action, but with awareness. So sit, breathe, listen. Let the silence speak. Number 4, affirm your identity. Every morning is a blank canvas, and how you speak to yourself in those first moments determines the picture you will paint throughout the day. That's why it's absolutely essential to affirm your identity before the world defines it for you. Affirming your identity means declaring with confidence who you are and who you are becoming, even before you fully see it. It's about speaking life over yourself, shaping your reality through the power of your words. The truth is, your mind is most impressionable in the morning, and whatever messages you feed it in those early moments will become the emotional and mental foundation for your day. Instead of allowing fear, doubt, or negativity to sneak in and take control, you proactively declare, I am confident, I am focused, I am growing, I am worthy, I am resilient, I am disciplined. These affirmations are not just feel-good phrases. They are programming statements that instruct your subconscious mind how to behave and what to expect. When repeated daily with emotion and belief, they rewire your thought patterns, build self-trust, and ignite a deeper connection with your higher self. Too often we carry yesterday's mistakes or society's labels into a new day, but affirming your identity allows you to hit reset. It gives you permission to step into who you choose to be, rather than who the past says you are. This habit empowers you to become the author of your story, rather than a character trapped by old narratives. Affirmations also help you overcome imposter syndrome and self-doubt, because when you consistently speak the truth of your potential, eventually your actions begin to align with those words. Your brain starts scanning your environment to prove those affirmations right. This is the power of focused intention. And the best part? It takes less than 5 minutes. Stand tall, look in the mirror if you can, breathe deeply, and declare your truth out loud. Feel every word. Let it sink in. Say it until you believe it. Because belief is built through repetition. Even if it feels awkward or untrue at first, keep going. You're not lying to yourself, you're reminding yourself of what already exists within. Over time, these spoken truths become your internal compass, guiding your decisions, elevating your standards, and reinforcing your self-worth. You stop waiting for validation from the outside world because you've already given it to yourself. And that kind of inner strength radiates. It influences how you walk, how you talk, how you work, and how you treat others. It becomes your unshakable foundation. So tomorrow morning, instead of replaying your flaws or fears, speak directly to the greatness inside you. Say, I am disciplined. I am becoming unstoppable. I am aligned with purpose. I am enough. Because every time you affirm your identity, you reclaim your power. And that simple yet profound act becomes the 1% that rewires your destiny, one morning at a time. Number 5, visualize your goals. One of the most transformative habits you can build into your morning routine is to visualize your goals. Because the mind, when given a clear image, begins to work toward it with laser focus, even before you consciously take action. Visualization is not just daydreaming, it's a mental rehearsal of your ideal future. And when practiced daily, it becomes a tool of manifestation, motivation, and mental alignment. Each morning, when your mind is fresh and not yet burdened by distractions, take a few minutes to close your eyes and vividly imagine the life you're creating. See your goals already achieved, feel the emotions of success, hear the sounds of celebration, smell the environment, and visualize yourself living the moment as if it were real. The brain doesn't fully differentiate between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. So when you visualize consistently, your subconscious begins to treat that vision as familiar, safe, and achievable. You begin to naturally gravitate toward the people, habits, and decisions that align with that future. It sharpens your focus, eliminates distractions, and energizes your actions because you've already seen the reward. Visualization also programs your reticular activating system, RAS, the filter in your brain that helps you notice opportunities that match your goals. Suddenly, you begin to see doors where there were once walls. You attract ideas, solutions, and momentum simply because you're mentally tuned into what you want. But more importantly, this practice ignites belief. When you consistently visualize your goals, you begin to believe they are possible. Not someday, but soon. And that belief shifts how you show up in your day. You carry yourself with greater confidence, take more intentional action, and become more resilient when facing challenges. The clearer and more consistent your mental image, the more unstoppable your progress becomes. Don't just think about vague dreams. Be specific. Visualize the details, the house, the business, the healthy body, the peaceful mind, the impact you want to make, the person you want to become. See it, feel it, own it, then carry that energy into your day like a warrior armed with purpose. Even 2 minutes of focused visualization in the morning can change how you respond to life because you're no longer reacting. You're aligning. You've already seen the win. You've already lived the moment. And because of that, you're moving with intention, not uncertainty. This is your mind's way of rehearsing greatness before it manifests in the physical world. It's your opportunity to tap into the power of your imagination. The same power that all high performers, elite athletes, visionary leaders, and spiritual teachers use to shape their reality. So tomorrow morning, before you scroll, stress, or start working, pause and visualize. Let your mind walk through the life you're building. Let it feel the pride, the peace, the abundance, the freedom. And then, when you open your eyes, take one step toward that vision with clarity and confidence. Because what the mind can see, the heart can believe, and the body will follow. That's the 1% that creates unstoppable momentum. Number 6, consume wisdom, not noise. In a world overflowing with information, distractions, and digital noise, one of the most powerful ways to improve yourself by 1% every morning is to consume wisdom, not noise. To feed your mind with knowledge that nourishes your soul, sharpens your thinking, and supports your personal growth, instead of drowning in meaningless content that steals your time and energy. The first inputs you give your brain after waking shape your mood, your mindset, and your momentum for the rest of the day. So it's absolutely critical to be intentional about what you consume. Instead of reaching for social media, gossip, negative news, or entertainment that adds no value, choose to start your day with wisdom. Read a page of a life-changing book, listen to a short motivational podcast, watch a video that uplifts and educates, or reflect on a meaningful quote or scripture. These moments of insight act like fuel for your mind, planting seeds of greatness that grow stronger every day. Wisdom sharpens your perspective, helps you think more clearly, and connects you with higher truths that guide your decisions. Noise, on the other hand, clutters your focus, breeds comparison, and drains your emotional battery before the day even starts. You feed your mind is just as important as what you feed your body. And most people are mentally starving from overconsumption of empty content. Consuming wisdom is a deliberate act of self-respect and discipline. It says, I value my time, my mind, and my future too much to waste them on what doesn't serve me. And it doesn't have to take long. Even 5 minutes of deep, intentional learning in the morning can shift your entire trajectory. Over time, this 1% habit compounds, your vocabulary improves, your thoughts become more refined, your conversations deepen, your decisions become more aligned with your values. You start thinking like a leader, acting like a creator and moving like someone who knows where they're going. And just like the body builds itself from the nutrients it receives, your mindset is built from the ideas you allow in. So be selective. Curate your morning environment like your life depends on it, because it does. Whether it's ancient philosophy, spiritual truths, modern psychology, financial wisdom, or personal development principles, choose content that elevates you, expands you, and empowers you. Let it challenge your comfort zone and stretch your vision. This isn't about avoiding entertainment or living in a cave. It's about starting your day from a place of strength and depth. If you win the morning, you win the day. And if you begin the morning with wisdom, you move through life with clarity. So the next time you're tempted to scroll through chaos, pause and ask yourself, is this building me or breaking me? Replace noise with nourishment. Trade distraction for direction. Feed your mind the wisdom it craves, and you'll see your confidence, clarity, and capacity expand. 1% at a time, one morning at a time. Number 7, set one micro goal. In a world obsessed with hustle, massive goals, and overnight success, one of the most underrated yet incredibly powerful habits you can build into your morning is to set just one micro goal. A small, specific, and achievable target that creates momentum and builds self-trust, one step at a time. Setting a micro goal isn't about playing small, it's about playing smart. It's about understanding the power of focus and the magic of completion. When you wake up and ask yourself, what's one thing I can do today to move 1% closer to my best self? You give your mind a clear direction and you immediately shift from overwhelm to intentional action. This one goal doesn't have to be grand. It could be making your bed, writing for 10 minutes, drinking a full bottle of water, walking for 20 minutes, finishing a task you've been avoiding, or simply choosing not to complain all day. What matters most is that it's meaningful, manageable, and measurable. The human brain thrives on progress, and every time you complete a micro goal, you trigger a dopamine release, which reinforces motivation and a sense of accomplishment. This becomes your daily win, your proof that you're not just planning, wishing, or thinking, but doing. When you accomplish something small early in the day, your confidence rises, your mindset shifts, and suddenly the bigger goals that once seemed far away begin to feel possible. Over time, these tiny victories stack up and create massive results. You don't build success by making one giant leap. You build it by taking consistent, purposeful steps in the same direction. Setting one micro goal also trains your mind to prioritize what truly matters. Instead of being scattered by dozens of to-dos, you anchor your focus to one thing that aligns with your values, your vision, or your healing. You develop clarity, discipline, and decision-making skills just by following through with what you say you'll do. And the beauty of this practice is that it's flexible. If your day gets chaotic, you still have that one goal to come back to complete, to win. That win becomes your anchor. It gives your day purpose even when everything else feels uncertain. And if you stack these micro goals consistently over time, your identity begins to shift. You no longer see yourself as someone who procrastinates, doubts, or gives up. You become someone who shows up, someone who gets things done, someone who honors their growth. That is a powerful transformation born from the smallest of actions. So each morning, take a breath and ask yourself, what is one thing I can complete today that my future self will thank me for? Write it down, commit to it, celebrate it when it's done. Let that micro goal be your compass, your spark, your 1% improvement for the day. Because in the end, success doesn't come from doing everything at once. It comes from doing something with purpose every single day. Number 8, journal your thoughts and gratitude. Taking a few quiet moments each morning to journal your thoughts and gratitude is one of the most transformative habits you can develop to grow just 1% every day. It's a practice that creates emotional clarity, mental strength, and a deep connection with your inner self. When you journal in the morning, you give your thoughts a safe place to land, rather than letting them swirl in your head like a chaotic storm. You turn confusion into clarity and scattered energy into focused intention. Writing down your thoughts helps you observe them from a distance, making it easier to understand your emotions, break patterns of overthinking, and make intentional choices throughout the day. Whether it's a quick brain dump of your feelings, a reflection on a recent experience, or simply listing the priorities for the day, journaling is like opening a dialogue with your highest self. But what elevates this ritual even further is combining it with gratitude. When you start the day by writing 3 things you're thankful for, no matter how big or small, you shift your entire mindset from scarcity to abundance, from anxiety to appreciation. Gratitude journaling rewires your brain to focus on what's good, what's working, and what you do have, instead of obsessing over what's missing or what could go wrong. This perspective shift is not just emotionally healing, it's energizing. It fills you with a sense of peace and purpose that sets the tone for everything you do. Gratitude also builds resilience, because even in tough times it reminds you that blessings still exist and that you are capable of seeing light through the darkness. The magic lies in the simplicity of the practice. You don't need fancy notebooks or perfect handwriting. Just write. Just feel, just show up for yourself, even if it's just for 5 minutes. Over time, your journal becomes a mirror of your growth, a record of your transformation, and a map of your evolving mindset. You begin to notice patterns in your thoughts, identify recurring challenges, and celebrate small wins that might otherwise be forgotten. And perhaps most beautifully, journaling your gratitude softens your heart. It helps you become more compassionate, more mindful, and more present. You start to notice the small things, the warmth of sunlight, a kind word, a moment of peace. These little acknowledgements add up and overflow into every area of your life, your relationships, your health, your career, your creativity. It becomes a ripple effect of positivity and groundedness. When you make journaling a daily habit, you're not just processing your emotions or writing down goals, you're consciously creating the person you're becoming. You're grounding yourself in truth and training your mind to seek joy. So each morning, before the day demands your attention, pick up the pen, write what's on your heart, and give thanks. Let your journal be a sacred space, a place to release, to remember, and to rise. That simple practice, that quiet commitment, is one of the most powerful 1% improvements you can make, and its impact will echo through every corner of your life. Number 9, show up with excellence. When you decide to show up with excellence every morning, you elevate not only your actions but also your identity. You begin to embody the mindset of someone who leads, inspires, and grows through intention and integrity. Excellence isn't about perfection or doing everything flawlessly. It's about choosing to bring your best energy, focus, and attitude to whatever task is in front of you, no matter how big or small. It starts the moment you wake up. How you make your bed, how you get dressed, how you speak to yourself, how you treat the first person you interact with, how you carry your body, how you honor your morning ritual. These small moments are not insignificant. They are training grounds for greatness. Excellence is not reserved for grand stages or once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. It's cultivated in the tiny, unseen moments when no one's watching. When you commit to showing up fully, with presence and pride, you build self-respect. You send a message to yourself that says, I matter, my life matters, how I show up matters. This discipline strengthens your character and deepens your confidence, because you begin to trust yourself, not just to get things done, but to do them well, with care and commitment. And that commitment becomes magnetic. People are drawn to those who take ownership, who consistently deliver value, who show up, not just out of obligation, but from a place of excellence. Whether you're sending an email, leading a team, studying for a test, creating content, raising children, or simply preparing a meal. How you do one thing becomes how you do everything. That mindset shapes your future far more than talent or luck ever could. When you choose excellence, you separate yourself from mediocrity, not through arrogance, but through standards. You no longer settle for just enough. You aim to make each task a reflection of your purpose and your pride. This doesn't mean you won't make mistakes. Excellence embraces growth, failure, and learning. It's not about being perfect, it's about being intentional. When life throws you challenges, showing up with excellence means facing them with grace, courage, and effort instead of excuses. It means refusing to shrink, to slack, or to coast when you know you're capable of more. And the beautiful thing is, this mindset compounds. When you start your morning with excellence, it bleeds into every hour that follows. It shapes your decisions, your tone, your work ethic, your results. You no longer wait for motivation or circumstances to be perfect. You create the standard through your presence and performance. Excellence becomes a habit, not a high point. So tomorrow morning, no matter what your schedule looks like or what responsibilities await you, decide to bring your highest energy to the moment. Choose to be focused, grateful, sharp, and disciplined. Not because the world demands it, but because you deserve it. This is your life, your craft, your legacy. Don't just show up, rise up. Lead your day with excellence and watch how the world begins to respond differently to your presence. Because excellence done daily is the most powerful 1% investment you can ever make. In conclusion, the journey to greatness doesn't require giant leaps. It simply asks for consistent, intentional steps. Just 1% better every morning. Wake up with purpose, fuel your body, quiet your mind, speak life into your soul. See your goals clearly, feed your mind with wisdom, commit to one small win, express gratitude, and show up with excellence. These aren't just habits, they are declarations that your growth, your peace, and your purpose matter. Over time, these small changes create a life of discipline, fulfillment, and unstoppable momentum. So as you rise each day, remember, you don't have to be perfect, you just have to be present and persistent. And now, I pray. May your mornings be filled with clarity, your actions be aligned with your highest self, and your heart overflow with gratitude. May your steps be guided, your spirit be strong, and your efforts be blessed. May you never underestimate the power of a single morning to shift your entire life. Keep going, keep growing, 1% at a time. Amen.